Hello Gotham, welcome back to the show. I'm your host McGinnis. Today is May 20th, 2021, and yesterday I got fired. I was the store manager for the West Village location of Rosewater Coffee, Gotham City, USA. And at the end of the night, I started putting out our leftover coffee and pastries right outside the door on a little bench, door locked, for people to take free of charge as they went on their merry way. Figured I'd cut down on food waste. This food was just going to go in the trash. This coffee was just going to go down the drain. Might as well share with the community, am I right? Especially considering that a large number of the people in my community are homeless and don't know when they're going to eat next. Is an almond croissant the most nutritious thing for them to eat? No. Is it what I have to offer? Yes. And when I have $1 to offer, I offer that too, because you don't make shit in tips when you're a barista. In any case. Fired from Rosewater, so we're opening up our own business. It's called Zula's Bicycle Cafe. Zula's Bicycle Cafe? That sounds cool. Tell me about it. Okay! Zula is the name of my first cat. Not my cat from childhood. That was Littlefoot and then Molly and Shelby. That's Molly. I drew that in 7th grade. Her cat claw's stuck in my neck right here. She's always with me. Zula is the first cat that I adopted on my own in my adult life. I adopted her on April 5th, 2018. She died April 15th, 2018. 10 days after I got her, because the shelter did not do an in-depth health analysis or checkup or whatever. And it turned out that she had imminent kidney failure. In fact, 10 days imminent. I had a vet appointment scheduled for the next day. And the night before, I had to bring her to the emergency animal hospital, and she had to be put to sleep in my arms. So yeah, that fucked me up a little bit. And since I've always wanted to open a coffee shop called Zula's Place, my amazing partner had this made up for me. A good friend drew that, 2 other good friends sent me cards. And this is a little vision of what I would like my own cafe to look like. Zula's Place will be a cat cafe. It will be only senior cats that I am fostering in store. The kitchen will be separated from the main area so that kitties and humans can coexist in peace without any pesky health code violations to deal with. They will all be fostered, which means that all of them can be adopted if you so choose. The paperwork will be in the store, or the links or whatever, and if you really bond with a cat, then you can take them home with you. Maybe not that day, but within the week. They might die sooner than you expect, and that sucks. Death sucks. That's why we don't adopt senior cats. That's why we forget about our elderly, because we don't like to think about death in this country. We like to think that we're going to live forever. Unfortunately, when you live in a city like this, you don't get to pretend that death doesn't exist. Because it's all around you every fucking day. And for the first time in my lifetime, I see the rest of the country facing that same dilemma. Death is right around the corner for all of us. You can drop from coronavirus with a completely healthy body history, whatever. You can be the healthiest person. Coronavirus, it can get you. Is it likely to get you if you're a rich, white, straight, cisgendered man? Probably not. But what if you're a poor, black, queer, trans woman? What if you are handicapped? What if you are not conventionally attractive, dare I say, ugly? Because society has called you ugly because they look for a very specific set of Anglo-Saxon features that if you don't add up to, then it means you're ugly. This country is facing a reckoning this decade. I have no idea what 2030 is going to look like, but I sure hope that by the time we get to 2040, if the United States is still around, we will have altered the fuck out of it. And if it's not, I hope we have abolished this government and put something in place that actually fucking works. Because a government founded by a bunch of white supremacist slave owners and land stealers isn't doing that great 250 years out. It's an embarrassment to be an American, because we are not what we say we are. Hypocrites. It's a country of hypocrites. Joe Biden, where is my money? You promised me $2,000 out the fucking gate, and I got $1,400 because the other guy gave me $600. Fuck you, Joe. Say what you mean. The previous administration really left us. Fuck you. Stop putting your hand across the fucking aisle and get shit done. Can Bernie Sanders just start donating sperm everywhere? Can he just, at his rallies, have little vials of Bernie sperm for people to go off and, make more Bernie Sanderses? Because this poor, haunted Jewish man, and I use those three words very, very intentionally, because, Bernie's a millionaire, he made a book. Bernie spent his fucking life broke as fuck, working for the little guy, and then he wrote a book about how fucking fucked up our country is and became a millionaire. That's poetic irony. That is gorgeous. Motherfucker has 3 houses. Good, he's 80. Let him have 3 houses. Is that not the American dream? But when you have trillions of dollars and you don't share that shit, no. Fucking no. I want Jeff Bezos to go down. I want Elon Musk to go down. Luthor, Powers, Wayne, all of them, down. Queen Industries seems alright, I don't know. But in any case, maybe, people are gonna start listening now. Maybe. I'm not holding my fucking breath, but I'm also not holding my tongue anymore. Because people have been dismissing me my entire fucking life. Because I am the son of a white man and an Asian woman. The expectation is for me to either be brash and ignorant and loud, or to be quiet and meek and stay out of the spotlight. I've chosen to go down the middle path. Because I am not your model minority, and I am not your frat bro. I am a Filipino-Americano hapa, bisexual, living in Gotham City in 2021. I've got a lot to say, and if you want to listen, the subscribe button is right below. I don't want your money. I don't want your likes. I just want your ears. Because I come not to bury Caesar, but to praise him. I read my fucking Shakespeare, bro. I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender and Batman: The Animated Series. I watched Infinity War and Endgame. I watched Star Wars. I read Harry Potter and The Hunger Games. I have seen this fucking story play out so many times. And I know how it ends. It's the same story every single time. The fascists rise, the people stand up against them, or they don't. That's it. That's the story. You choose love, or you choose hate. Fear leads to anger, leads to hate, leads to suffering. But I don't feel afraid anymore. My anger is indignation. My hate is pity. And my suffering is that I have to spend every fucking day staring at this shit. Staring at it as I commute to what was once my job. Passing homeless people all over the place, sleeping under newspapers and sleeping bags. And if I give them $1, their hand is so swollen because they can't go to a doctor. It's caked in dirt. Because there's no one in this city who is paid to look out for them. It only comes from the goodness of other people's hearts. I'm a theater kid. I did the shows in high school. I took some classes in college. I act here and there still. I am technically a working actor, just not a paid one. At least not very well. I went to school to be a writer. Been slinging espresso shots for the past 4 or 5 years. I've been writing, yes. Have I been publishing? No. Got plenty of thoughts up here, but am I putting them out in the world? No. Because I've been paralyzed. And I've been balls to the wall, as a great philosopher once said, since I graduated. I was born in 1993. I'm a baby millennial, just before Gen Z kicks in. My older sister is an elder millennial, 7 years older than me, 86. And watching her clear the path for me my whole life, being 7 years ahead of me, watching her journey, learning from it, and then giving my shot, has shown me that there's no way to win. The cards is stacked against us. The money man dealing himself a hot royal flush and then giving you and me a pair of 10s or something. The money man! There's this playwright. His name is Clifford Odets. One of the greatest American playwrights, in my humble opinion. White Jewish guy. They tend to be. In any case. He was writing during the Great Depression. He was known as the poet laureate of the working class. He wrote this play called Waiting for Lefty in 3 nights. Locked himself in a hotel room. 3 days later, comes out with this play. It's a series of vignettes, or short scenes. Not a linear story, but they're all related. The concept is, it is the 1930s, and this is a taxi union meeting. Taxi drivers union meeting. These are called hacks. Cab drivers, in the vernacular of the 1930s, were known as hacks. It is led by the union leader. His name is Harry Fatt. Harryfatt. Not subtle. The play is literally called Waiting for Lefty. Harry Fatt is the union boss. He's hairy and he's fat. And all of the hacks are malnourished and it becomes clear throughout the play that Harry Fatt does not have the best interests of the hacks at heart. He only has his own interests. He is in the pockets of the money men. He does not care about the cab drivers. And at the end, the cab drivers rise up and they rise to their feet going, "Stormbirds of the working class, unite and fight! Strike! Strike! Strike!" At the premiere of this show, the audience leapt to its feet, yelling "Strike! Strike! Strike!" with the audience. If that play was written today, I think it would be baristas. Because I don't know a single barista that is not abused by their workplace. Being a barista means that you get treated like the 15-year-old high school kid working their first part-time job, no matter how long you're in the business. The owners don't care about you. They don't give a shit as long as you're working for the lowest amount they're able to pay you. Because if you don't want to work for minimum wage, that's fine. Some other sucker will. Have you guys ever made a chemex before? Chemex is a fun way to prepare coffee. It's kind of like a little meditation. It is a form of a pour-over. A pour-over is a manual brew method where you pour hot water over the coffee grounds. And then the water seeps through, mixes with the coffee magic, and then drips into the vessel below. It's just like your Mr. Coffee at home, except instead of pressing a button, you have to pour the water. Makes it taste a little bit better. Today, we're gonna drink some coffee from Prodigy. This is a Colombia, Finca Los Jazmines, Jose Lizardo Alba Huila, variety pink bourbon, process anaerobic fermentation. Notes, sweet, black cherry, pomegranate, and toffee. Should be fun. For 1 chemex, this is gonna have a 750 gram yield. That's 750 milliliters. I don't know what that is in American, because American's stupid, generally speaking. First, you're gonna weigh out your coffee. You're gonna do 50 grams. If you want to do 55 instead, go for it. You want to do 48 instead, go for it. It's all up to you. This is a starting point, and you make your coffee the way you like it. But this is a great starting point. 50 grams of coffee. It looks something like that. If we were going to do tablespoons, let's see. If I were to measure this in tablespoons, it would be approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So approximately, we can do math, we can do it, we can do it. Give me a second, we can do this math. 50 grams of coffee is 5 tablespoons. So 10 grams of coffee should be approximately 1 tablespoon. Let's find out if we're right. 12! Not bad. Pretty close. So 4 to 5 tablespoons of coffee. That is going to fill up half of this carafe. By the way, we put in our filter and then we rinsed it with some hot water. That gets the papery taste out of there. It also preheats our carafe. I did it a little bit ago and then I started making this video, so we're gonna reheat this so that the coffee has a warm vessel to drop into and stays hot. Otherwise, by the end of our brewing process, it might be room temp and that would be really boring. I'd like to show you something. I have 2 kettles going. One is my stovetop kettle. It has a gooseneck. Got a flame going under there, keeping it warm. Thermometer up top says that it is at boiling point, so 212 degrees. This is my electric kettle. This is what I pre-boil water in, simply by pressing a button. It gets me 1.7 liters. That I can then pour into there and heat up really quick when I'm doing multiple pots. We're just going to focus on the one. I'm going to be making a batch of Vietnamese iced coffee in the second chemex. That's a recipe for a different day. Today, let's stick with chemex, as I like to call it. Not the beer. Disgusting. So. Well, first things first. First things first, let's take a sip of that. Delicious! Second thing. This is a nifty little trick that you, of course, don't have to do. You don't have to do anything I say. You can do whatever you want. Because who the fuck am I? Just a barista with a liberal arts degree, that's all. Get a little vessel with your spoon. Pour a little bit of hot water in there. And before you grind your coffee, just do this. Oh, but Warren, you're not supposed to get your beans wet before you grind. Just shut the fuck up and listen to me. When you grind without doing that, You get that little chaff at the top, it's dry and it gets everywhere. If you do that just a little bit, a spoon just kissed with a little bit of hot water, it's gonna cut right down on that. We're gonna go for a medium coarse grind. So I like to do right about there. You don't have to get too specific for a batch this large. Nice. One Jeopardy in, you got your coffee. And look at that. No chaff everywhere. It's gorgeous. Put that in here. Just for some mise en place. Mise en place, Selena, mise en place. Alright, now, I'm gonna do this. Get this carafe nice and hot. It's a little gross in there because I didn't really wash this out much since the first pot of coffee I made this morning. But that's okay. Okay, just you're gonna see my hand. You dump out that water. And remember, that water is hot, so be careful. Now watch this. I'm going to take you right through this. This is a surefire way to get a pretty good pot of chemex at home. All you need is your chemex, your filter, medium coarse ground coffee, and a scale. Preferably a gooseneck kettle, because they just pour easier, but you can make it work. I believe in you. So, first off, tare your scale. Make sure you're in grams. And you're going to add your coffee grounds. Whoop! Give it a little one of these. And then, right, with just like 3 fingers. You can do 5 if you want. I like 3. Just do a little claw action. Leave a little bowling ball area right there. Cute, right? Okay, so we've got our kettle. This is really hard to do with one hand. Got our kettle now of boiling water, but there's only a little bit left in there. See, because I was using it to pre-wash and stuff. Oh no! Don't fall! Don't fall. Top it off with our electric kettle. Water. That should be enough water right there for the whole thing, but I compulsively boil water just because you never know when you might need some pre-boiled water, you know? That's what I use for my neti pot, which I do use. And if you've never used a neti pot, ooh, let me tell you, your sinuses will thank you. Get that one boiling. Now we're ready to take this one over to the bed of grounds. Alright, ready? We're going to tare the scale again. Now, we're going to spiral for 150 grams and try to keep it as even as possible. So let's take a look at this. Ready? Fill the holes. Let the water get in there. Now you're just slowly, see how I'm barely tilting the handle and it's still giving me this nice flow. We're doing that, we're doing that. Good, good, good. Good, and oops, overshot it a little bit to 161, but that's fine. Look at that now. Oh, see those bubbles? What's happening now is that the coffee is degassing. There's some natural gas trapped in all coffee beans. The fresher it is, the more gas is there. First thing you want to do when you're doing a pour over is let that gas escape. We're just going to let that do its thing for a little bit. Might take 30 seconds, could take up to a minute, minute and a half if it's really fresh and really gassy. You don't need the freshest coffee, because usually if it's roasted like yesterday, it's going to be a little bit more picky. It hasn't settled yet. And again, if you're a barista watching this and you disagree with the shit I'm saying, fuck you too, because it doesn't matter. It literally, like, I'm right, you're right, we're both wrong. Coffee is so complex and it's so personal, and I'm keeping this at a very basic entry level because that's how I think coffee should be. If you want to spend hundreds of dollars getting the most perfect, rarest, dialed in, like, rat poop coffee, go for it. I'm trying to get you to make good coffee at home from bags that cost like 15 to 20 bucks in store. That's it. So again, getting this back to a boil. Let's see how we're doing over here. That's looking pretty good. All the water seems to have fallen through. We're at 161. Go back to our kettle. Rolling boil. Take it off the heat. It's fine that it was just boiling, in my humble opinion. People are like, it's gonna scald the coffee beans. I think it's gonna be fine. Anyway, now we go back to our spiral. And we're gonna take it up to, we're gonna add 300 grams of coffee, or of water. We're gonna add 300 grams of water, which takes our total up to 450. Okay? So let's do it. Spiral. Get it in the middle, get it on the sides. Use the stream of water to stir as you're pouring. You can get a really good feel for this as you keep doing it. And oh my god, you guys, it smells so good. And oh! 448. Should we risk it? Let's try it, let's try it, let's try it. Oh. What? Yeah! 450 on the dot. Look at that. So beautiful. Here's a trick. As it's doing this, just grab it by the neck and just give it a little circle. Little spiral. And then let it go. You're going to see that's going to give us a flat bed. Flat bed is just, I don't know how much it actually does anything, but it looks really nice. And I do think it gets the water and the particles more, like, they get to know each other a little bit better. This should take like maybe another 2 minutes for this next one. And by the way, we were halfway there. We were going up to 750 total, remember? So first it was 150, we added 300 to 450. Now we're going to add another 300 to get to 750, and that's going to be our pot of coffee. Generally speaking, most coffee recipes are going to call for 1 part coffee to 15 or 17 parts hot water. My recipe here is a 1 to 15 because 50 times 15 is 750. Sometimes if I'm feeling a little bad, I'll only go to 700 instead of 750 because I do like a little bit of a darker cup. Coffee fanatics will say, "Oh my god, but then it's going to be so bitter and dark. You didn't extract enough from these beans." Bitch, I'm going to put so much milk in this. Just back up. Here we go. That's my thing. It's your cup of coffee. Drink it however the fuck you want to drink it. Alright, we got a rolling boil here. We're going to turn that down until it's just barely keeping that warm. Make sure your flame is still on, though, and not just, like, releasing gas into the apartment, because then, yep. So just turn it all the way up. Turn it all the way off. Just turn it all the way off. That water is hot enough, and it's not going to get cooler than 195 degrees by the time we do our second boil. Look at that! Flatbed. You can see that my grinder is not the best. There's some bigger chunks in there, but, again, this is for everyone, not just the people who want to spend hundreds of dollars on coffee equipment, alright? So, final pour. We're at 450. We're going to 750. Ready? And again, you're using the stream of water to kind of stir as you go. You want to just get that slurry, as we say in the industry. Slurry is a mix of water and grounds. Nice and agitated. And let's see. Yeah! Not bad. I'm pleased. Alright. Look at that. And then we're going to go back and do one of our handy dandy little wrist swirlies again. Gentle now. Gentle now. Oh, yeah. And now? What? See, sometimes water evaporates and you lose a gram. Oh, bastards. And now we wait. Let's see. It is 30 minutes and 30 seconds in. Let's see how long it takes from this last pour. All this to say, Gotham, and friends of Gotham, the world looks a lot like the movies you watch about us these days. You know, bridges are down, people are living under martial law. You need papers to go anywhere. There are people in the street who will stop you and harass you and maybe kill you just for the way you look. And you have to decide whether you're going to go out there and look exactly the way you want to look, no matter what they say or do. I am a bisexual, biracial man. I am white and Filipino. I am attracted to both men and women, yet I have only ever been with women, because I wasn't comfortable enough with myself to come out as bisexual until I had met the women of my dreams. Until I had met the woman of my dreams. She made me feel safe enough to come out. People are like, oh, how do you know you're gay if you've never slept with a man? When did you know you were straight, bro? Did you have to wait until you fucked a chick to know for sure that you were straight? You fucking morons. You don't get it. It's real, it makes me sad. It really does. And again, that's why that hate has turned into pity more than anything else, because I don't hate you. All you Trump supporters, all you MAGA hats, all you anti-vaxxers, I don't hate you anymore. Because I know that you're just a scared kid. That's all any of us are scared kids. Looking for mommy and daddy's hands to hold. And, you know, some big tough guys think that it makes them bigger and tougher to swat away mommy and daddy's hands and go their own way. To be a dick to anyone that comes into their way, because it makes them feel powerful. There are plenty of women who do this too. There are plenty of black people, brown people, yellow people, people of all shapes, sizes, colors, creeds. We're all capable of doing these things. But again, when we say things like Black Lives Matter, we're being specific because there's a need to. Because you may respond with, well, yeah, Black Lives Matter, but don't all lives matter? Yeah, but who's getting killed by police? Why are you arguing with me when we're saying the same thing? You're saying that all lives matter. Does that refute that Black Lives Matter? No, it doesn't. But you're projecting onto Black Lives Matter that they're saying, that we are saying, that only Black Lives Matter. And that's not what we're fucking saying, but you're not a good listener. Flatbed. Oh, 751. So we gained 2 grams somewhere along the line. Conservation of mass is a lie. It's all a lie. In any case. I'll take that. Like a little poopy diaper. Doink, 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 doink. And zoop. Boink. Give your carafe a swirl. Enjoy how fucking beautiful it looks. And then select yourself a mug. Give it a little splash of hot water to preheat your mug so your coffee stays hot. Pour your coffee. It's very hot. And it's also very good. And then dump a bunch of half and half in it because God is dead. But anyway, Gotham, I love you. You are special just the way you are. And I am so, so thankful to have you as my neighbor. I have been Warren McGinnis, and this is Hello Gotham. See you next time.